the internet and YouTube. Welcome back to Stardew Valley Expanded, here with me, Addict. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Monday. I missed you guys last week. If you didn't catch my channel and life update video, I took the week off last week just for some personal time. I had a couple of birthdays in the family as well as just some other family events going on. So sorry about the lack of an episode last week. Let's just quickly jump in and check the fortune teller for this morning. The spirits are in good humor, so we're going to have a little extra luck. Now, I immediately need to tell you guys that I am recording this face cam as a voiceover after the fact of actually playing through today's episode. And that is because I am a doofus and Windows updated overnight, probably not last night, the night before. And when that happens, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, it decides to reset my microphone settings. So OBS and Streamlabs and whatever other programs I use that, use a microphone, reset to default, which is not for some reason my recording microphone. We're just saying good morning to Robin here, who's busy constructing our new barn, which is very exciting. But yeah, so I accidentally recorded this whole episode with my microphone setting wrong, which means my audio didn't record. Great. So that means we have to come back in and record over the top of it. So if my commentary often doesn't quite match up with what's going on screen, that's going to be why. But I thought instead of scrapping this episode, I would do my best just to fill you guys in on what's happening. So at the minute, we are just running around the farm. It's a nice rainy morning, which means we don't have to water all the crops, which is always super duper handy. It just saves us so much time. I can't wait until our farm is like fully automated with sprinklers, because that's just going to save us so much time every morning. And I am hoping to get that set up ready to go for autumn, like the next season, when we sort of redo our garden and our layout and everything like that. So we've just gone ahead, we've brought in a corn crop, which is great. We've got a bunch of like random collectibles and forageables that we picked up from the top of the hill. When I went down there, I did actually mean to pop into the cave as well, but I forgot to go into the cave, so that's fine. But yeah, so we're just going through, we're going to keep a little bit of the corn, going to keep the standard quality hops. I realized that we've got 10 sweet peas already, so we probably don't need any extra at this point. And then my plan for this episode becomes to go up to the mines. And I was just looking at my chest thinking, now, did I set up that chest in the mines with my weapons and everything up there? And I did. So we just sort of put away our coffee beans in the fridge, sell the rest of our stuff, and then we're preparing to, just head up to the mines. I cook a couple of fried eggs to take with me, just as a nice snack. Really need to work on learning some more recipes, as well as like filling up the fridge with more useful ingredients so we can do more cooking. But in the last episode, if you guys forgot, we actually unlocked, right at the end of the episode, the minecart travel system. So this episode, we make full use of that, and it's brilliant. The minecart travel system just saves so much time and effort in getting around the place. So Bob's your uncle, zoopity-doo-dah day. Marlon's just standing here creepily just thinking about something, which is fine. And he's like, can I help you, Bonnie? We're like, nope, that's fine, man. But yeah, so zippity-doo-dah day, here we are at the mines. Just saved ourselves like an hour of running through Stardew, so that's so good. So yeah, I'm just picking up my crystal dagger. I decided to take the obsidian sword with me as well because it is a very powerful sword. But I think I only use it once down in the mines before I'm like, because it is very slow. It's like, because it's quite a heavy sword, it's, obsidian. It swings really slowly and it, turns out that I sort of use it once and I'm like, nah. So yeah, I just kind of like offload a bit of stuff. I think I'm putting my scythe away here because I'm like, I probably won't need that. And then we're going to head down into the mines. So last time we were at the mines, we made it up to level 100. Which is amazing. So we're actually really making great progress through the mines. And we're actually sort of getting close towards being able to get to the bottom of this particular mine, which is amazing. Once we do reach the bottom, we're obviously going to be revisiting the mines fairly regularly. We've got a number of quests and things. Look at me just facing the complete wrong way, trying to attack that slime. We've got a number of quests and things that we'll need to do down here in these mines. like collecting resources, obviously, killing monsters for the Monster Hunter Guild, getting more artifacts and things like that. So we have found a few rock crabs on this level as well, which is fun. I really like the rock crabs. I think they're kind of cute and entertaining. And that one actually did drop a full-on crab, which is a really lucky drop. That we can probably turn into the community center if I haven't done that yet. So that's one level down. And then this level is a mushroom level. You can see the green lantern signifying that it's a mushroom level. There was an episode, maybe the last one, maybe the one before, where I thought I'd reached a mushroom level, but I had it completely wrong with the color of the lanterns. So thank you to the person who left me comments correcting me there. But this level actually was a mushroom level. So mushroom levels are really great. They're signified, by a green lantern just right next to the ladder. I was going to say the door, it's not really a door, as you arrive down, and there's always a bunch of mushrooms to collect on the floor, and it's super duper handy because mushrooms sell for quite a lot of gold. So yeah, it's like really handy to sort of find them and get around them and milk them for all they're worth. And I have seen one Let's Player who she found a mushroom floor and then she kept like going in, exiting, going back down, exiting, going back down, because it's whichever level is the mushroom level on that particular day stays the mushroom level. So for example, our mushroom level this time was like level 101 or 102. So we could potentially just like keep redoing, like go up, down the elevator to level 100, go down 2 floors, collect the mushrooms, go up, down the elevator, so on and so forth. So it is quite a nice way of harvesting a lot of mushrooms, particularly if you want to rake in a bunch of gold. I was more interested today in just progressing further down through the mines, so that's why I didn't do that. But it is an option. It is something you can actually do, which is, a good tip. Good tip. I'm pretty sure it was Mystic's Library who I was watching who did that in an episode of her old Stardew Valley series. I think it might still be going, her Stardew Valley series. I'm not sure, I can't remember. But yeah, I was watching that and I was like, oh, that's clever. So we're up to level 104 now. We're just going through trying to collect as much of the gold as we possibly can, because obviously I really want all of the gold. And this is also a treasure room. So we come around here, there's some jade over here, which is a really nice find. But unfortunately our inventory is full, which is not ideal. So we go ahead and break out all of these crates and containers, which are all full of super duper nice loot. And then I'm like, what can I ditch? So as usual, the slime, the sap, the bone fragments do end up going. The fiber, I think, ends up going. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to get rid of any of this. It was really tough. Tough to know what to get rid of. I decided to eat my other fried egg, I think, so I can pick up more stuff. Yep, there we go. But yeah, so definitely need to consider investing in the final backpack upgrade soon, I think. Particularly before we go to the Skull Cavern, I'm going to get the next backpack upgrade. Because it's just going to be really nice. But I did really want the, all of the ores, because obviously that is a really handy thing to collect. And then I'm pretty sure we'd already uncovered the ladder. Yeah, so we're just going back a little bit to go down to level 105. And then I decide to go up the elevator to empty out my inventory in our handy dandy mine chest. Genius. This is why you guys were hounding me for so long to set this up, because it's genius. Look at me go. So I'm just like dumping a bunch of stuff into the chest. I keep the bombs with me in case I want to use them, because that's great. I should have grabbed more food while I was up here, and you'll see why in a couple of minutes. But so we come down another layer. There's a bunch of these like nasty little shadow beastie dudes, and I completely fail at hitting them. And then there's a slime, and I'm like, oh my gosh, just kind of getting my butt handed to me. But we make it out of that hairy situation, which is always good. And then I think we just, gonna try to find the ladder down. I wanted to get down another 5 levels. So we're gonna, just sort of run through this room as quickly as we can, trying to find the ladder. So we definitely want to continue harvesting as much gold as possible at the minute for our Let's Play, because we need gold for the next tier of pickaxe upgrade and axe upgrade. We obviously do need to also upgrade our can and our hoe at some point, but I'm going to wait till our can is in our watering can, sorry. I'm going to wait till winter probably before we start doing that, or we could probably start doing the watering can during fall, during autumn, if we do have a completely sort of automated sprinkler system set up. That's obviously going to be possible. We did find the ladder there, then I was like, oh, there's more gold on this floor, so I'm going to go and get it. So I run around. I keep getting really lucky drops from those fire breathers. I keep getting like mega bombs and stuff, which is super handy, and I really should have used them more. It's really funny actually just watching this back, because I can see so many things. I'm just like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why am I so bad at shoving my dagger in the correct direction? Who even knows? But yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, the next tier of upgrades all need gold, plus we need gold for the advanced sprinklers, gold batteries and like iron, I think it is, or refined quartz or something. So yeah, we're going to continue harvesting as much of the gold as we can. This floor, I was just like, oh my god, nope, 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 nope. I stop and collect this gold, and then there's a ladder over here, so I just yeet on out of there. That seemed like the best plan of attack. And then this floor I was surrounded by slimes and shadow beasties. Yep, kind of scary. There's a diamond here, and I was like, ooh, diamond. I thought this was the first diamond that I'd found, but apparently it wasn't, because I'd already donated one to the museum, so there you go. So I grabbed that, and then we're just running across this floor here. You can see it has a minecart track going through it, so I'm going to try to get myself down to the end of the minecart track, because I want to pick up the coal that's always in the cart at the end of the minecart track. Just some more gold harvesting up here, which is great. But I'm thinking our next pickaxe upgrade we'll probably do at the start of fall. I'm trying to kill a fire bat with a pickaxe there, so that's not going to work very well. Yeah, I'm thinking our next pickaxe upgrade I'll do at the start of like fall / the end of summer, when we're going to be focusing very much so on farming and just getting our crops established and all that kind of thing. So that's my plan there. Got some sweet magma geodes. We actually managed to collect quite a few magma geodes on this mining trip. I think we collected something like 6 or 7 maybe. There's also currently a dog scratching at my door wanting to come in, so I might have to get up and go let him in a sec. And then here, I die. Level 109. I was such an idiot. I really should have paid more closer attention to my health. And that's one of the things, just watching it back, I'm like, eat. Just like an idiot, I didn't. Thankfully, Maru came to our rescue. We lost 1,500 gold and 2 items from our backpack, which included a bomb and a strange bun for a value of 275G. So that was really dumb. That was really just a silly thing. Like, I just should not have let that happen. I felt really like embarrassed. And I think that's actually the first time we've died in the mines in this series. I know we passed out the front of our house the other day because we were late getting back from the mines. But I think that's the first time we've been knocked unconscious in the mines. So here I'm just sort of rearranging some stuff. And I noticed that the emeralds, we actually have to donate one of those to the museum, because it said that Gunther can tell us more if we donate it. So I was like, okay, that's fine. We'll take that down. You can see there that the mushrooms give really good energy refills, particularly the purple ones. They're like super mushrooms. So I kind of wanted to sell those, but I left them up in my chest, which doesn't make much sense. I also decided to run into town to check the calendar, because I realized that I hadn't checked it this morning, and I was like, oh, what if I'm missing something really important? I better go and check the calendar. So here we are, we're running over to Pierre's to check, and look whose birthday it is. Oh my goodness, Victor, our beloved, has a birthday today. So I decided that I'm going to give him, as a show of my grand affection and intentions for the future, the diamond freshly collected from the mines in my inventory. So we run up here. Luckily, he's in his room. He's actually, by the looks, on his way out. So he says he received an email today with a job offer from a reputable architecture firm. It's all the way across country and I'm not comfortable traveling that far away. And we say, okay, well, we don't want you to travel far away either. Happy birthday! And hand him a big old diamond. So, I mean, I think that was an extremely generous gift personally. Like, that diamond could have fetched us a lot of money, but I didn't really have anything else on me that seemed valuable enough to give to Victor that he would have liked. So I decided to go ahead and do the diamond instead. And then I just checked the calendar again to see it was Willie's birthday the next day. So hello, puppy. I sort of made a mental note of that to make sure and give Willie a birthday gift the next day. So for now, we're just heading back to the farm to clear out our inventory, sell anything else that we want to sell. We're just popping our gold ore away, everything like that. That starts our furnaces up again with their automatedness. Just sort of doing all the usual like reorganization tasks. And now here I'm going to rearrange my inventory so it's back to more of the order that I personally like it to be in. I'm sure that you other Stardew Valley players can relate to that. You need to have your tools in a particular order. And mine, I think I mentioned this before, but mine is very much based on how I play Minecraft. In Minecraft, I've always got, things in certain spots, so I tend to mimic that here in Stardew Valley as well. We just ran into the chicken coop, picked up our 2 gold standard mayonnaises, and then I'm like, I've got a little energy. I'll run around and chop these seeds that have been established out of the ground. And then I'm like, oh, look at our amazing mahogany trees. I wonder if I have enough energy to cut one of these down. So we run over here and we're like, let's cut down one of our mahogany trees. Because I was really curious to see what resources we got from chopping down the mahogany tree. So we collected 8 pieces of hardwood, 1 piece of normal wood, and sadly, no mahogany seeds. So we will have to be careful about harvesting the mahogany trees, but I mean, you tend to just sort of pick up the mahogany tree seeds randomly. And once we've got tree fertilizer, we should be able to grow them a lot faster. I kept like booping all my stuff into the chest and realizing I needed the emerald. So here we are just going to bed for the night. And very, very, very excitingly, we actually reached our next level in farming, which finally unlocked the keg recipe. We've been wanting kegs for such a long time because it enables us to make ale. So that was a really exciting thing. And then we also actually leveled up in our combat skill, which is ironic considering that we died. So we had the choice between fighter for 10% more damage on all attacks or scout for an increased 50% chance increase of critical strike, which to me sounded like the much better option. So we went for the increased chance of a crit strike. Particularly with our crystal dagger, I thought that would be a good option to go for. So we're on to the next day, and today is a beautiful sunny summer day. And as always, first thing we do is run over, check the weather forecast for tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful sunny day. The fortune teller says that luck will not be on our side today, sadly, and it's a rerun of Queen of Sauce. So we already knew how to cook radish salad. But so today I decide obviously to not have a mining day because unhappy spirits, and we died yesterday. So it seemed to make sense to me to skip going to the mines today. So instead of doing that, we're going to do a bunch of sort of errands, a bunch of running around, just sort of taking care of some things. Our new barn is completed. Robin finished that in the rain yesterday. Bless Robin. I feel like a lot of carpenters would refuse to work in the rain, but not Robin. So one of the things we would want to do today is to run down to Marnie's place and buy a couple of animals to go in our new barn. It was Willie's birthday, so we had to take him a birthday gift. And then I decided, because we had to run the emerald over to the museum, it would probably also make sense to pay Clint the blacksmith a visit and crack open all of our geodes that we had waiting to be cracked open. But of course, before we could do all that, we had to go through and water our many crops. So here I am doing that. And I actually, just like watching this footage back now, I don't think I realized how close I actually am getting to the end of summer season. You can see it's day 24 of summer now, and the 28-day season. So we've only got another sort of 4 days or 2 episodes in summer, and then we'll be moving on to fall, which is actually very exciting. And we're going to be doing probably quite a different farm layout when fall starts, based around sprinklers that water 8 adjacent tiles. So our our crop patches will kind of change shape once summer begins. And these melons, oh my gosh, melons take such a long time to grow and be ready to harvest. I was sure that they would be ready for harvest today, but no, sadly they were not. So we go through and water all of those, which is good. Get another battery pack from up there. Really happy with the amount of battery packs we've been able to collect in this summer season. We've had quite a lot of thunderstorms, which has been super duper handy because obviously, yeah, we want the battery packs, as I mentioned, for our advanced sprinklers. But we also need battery packs for the Grandpa's Shed rebuild quest. We need 20 of them for that quest. I'm not sure we're going to end up like fulfilling the requirements for that in this first year of playing. I don't know if that's going to happen, but you know, maybe, I don't know. So yeah, we're just running around saying good morning to the chickens. One of them was hiding right down the bottom in the grass. Now that we have, or when we get more like barn animals, like sheep and cows and pigs and whatever, they will actually make a much larger dent in that huge patch of fresh feed that they have access to. They will most likely, eat that up pretty readily. And of course, before winter, we will also install a second grain silo. We're going to try to do a couple of barn upgrades throughout fall, so we can get more animals as well. But yeah, so here we are. We're just putting away our things, and I decide that now, since we've unlocked the recipe for kegs, I'm going to go ahead and make some of those. And I also realized because we had 20 blueberries in store, we might as well just go ahead and sell the 30 that I harvested this morning. But yeah, so here we're looking at the recipes for what we unlocked. So the oil maker requires 20 bits of hardwood. So I thought that was probably a little expensive for where we're at right now. But the keg was just wood, copper, iron, and oak resin. So I go ahead, I grab out some wood, copper and iron and wood, and then the oak resin. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm only grabbing enough for one of everything. I should totally make more than just one keg. So we go ahead and make up 3 kegs. And also a bunch of chests, which actually does use up like most of our wood in the end. So I'm going to have to go ahead and do another big sort of wood collecting run. I think we do end up cutting down a couple of trees at the end of this day just to try to refresh that. And now I'm kind of trying to think about where I want to put the automated system for creating ale from hops. And my initial thought was to come down to our cave area and kind of set it up in there. First, of course, we're going to check the top of the hill for all of the lovely free forageables that we tend to get from up there. And just checking behind the tree, but there was nothing there. But yeah, so initially I was thinking maybe in this cave down here would be okay, but then I was like, oh, I don't necessarily want to have it down here because I want to be able to see it easily. I want this space to be available for more like fruit production things. Like eventually I'd like to get a lot more preserves jars set up in here. So I decided not to go ahead and set it up in here. We do pop over to the other half of the cave to check for anything else that we'll be able to take to the museum or the blacksmiths today. We just, grab a couple of geodes, which is handy. Oh yeah, I never let my dog in. She's still scratching at the door. Ruby, you're okay. Poor little thing. But I also grabbed out of our chest there a bunch of blueberry jelly that our preserves jars have been creating. And that means that we're going to... So we had 4 in there. I'm going to sell 3 of them. And then sell 3 of them. And then the 4th one, I earmark as Willie's birthday gift. Since I figured, you know what? Who doesn't like a fresh jar of blueberry jam? Like, come on. So yeah, we're just going ahead and putting away all of our bits and pieces, but then I realized we didn't really have to put any of those bits in there. So yeah, right now I'm just like, where do I want to set this up? And then I decided to just set it up right next to the the actual hops vines that we have growing, because I figured, why not? We'll probably end up moving that maybe when fall starts and we rearrange the farm, but I figured, you know what, for now, let's just get this set up. Let's get it started. So there's a nice little automated system for producing ale, pale ale, which is going to be really good. And then I also decided to go ahead and make up a recycling machine, which was another comment on my last video, just a suggestion to say maybe I could set up the recycling machine to recycle through our trash that we collect when we're fishing. So that was another relatively simple recipe. It was just like iron, wood and stone. So I was like, yeah, sure. So I crafted up one of those. Again, I'm like, where do I want to put this? And eventually, again, I'm like, no, not in the cave. I'm just going to whack it down right here on the grass. So again, subject to change. I've just put these things down just to get started with them. Once we have... So we have two options in terms of like sheds. We can try our best to just get Grandpa's shed up and running, or of course we can always ask Robin to build us an extra shed on our farm. But yeah, once we have either of those set up, we'll move all of these automated systems into obviously those areas. And eventually I want to have the farm, you know, really beautifully organized, laid out, paths everywhere, fences, sign posts, scarecrows, like have it all really stunning. But I never really tend to worry about that too much in year one of Stardew Valley, if I'm being honest. I'm just kind of lazy. I'm always like, oh, I've got so many things to do. I don't have time to make the farm pretty, which I don't know if that's sort of a mistake, but it tends to be what I do. Okay, so we've just gone ahead and sort of done another inventory organize, and now I've decided to, first of all, head down towards Marnie's ranch to get our first barn dwelling animals. So with the basic barn, all we are able to get is cows. Once we upgrade it, we'll be able to get sheep, and then once we do the final upgrade, we'll be able to get pigs. Is that how it works? I think so. There's also goats in there somewhere. I can't remember. I can't even remember how many upgrades there are. We ran into Mayor Lewis, who said he was just making sure that all of Marnie's business needs were being met. And obviously, we know that Mayor Lewis cares a lot more about just Marnie's business needs. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Marnie just said I can cut feed from grass. I was like, cool. So yeah, here we are buying our first cow. This is a very exciting moment. So we chose the barn for our cow, our new white cow, a dairy cow. And because our aim is to turn their milk into cheese, I decided to go ahead and name this cow Cheddar. Accidentally with caps locks. No, I fixed it. So yeah, our first cow is named Cheddar. And then, of course, right away, I'm going to go ahead and purchase a second cow for our barn. This one was another white cow. I would like to eventually get some brown cows as well. And this one we named Mascarpone after another delicious cheese. I think our next cow I'm going to call Camembert. That's like one of my favorite cheeses. And then Brie. We might have a Brie as well. Just for fun. I don't know. But yeah, so with that taken care of, we head over into town, and our first stop is down at the beach to pay a visit to Willie to give him his birthday gift. We run into Elliot first, who says it must be satisfying to follow your crop from planting to harvest. It's as if your essence is infused in the crop. It's a little weird. And Leah's freaking out because she accidentally stepped on a bug. Poor Leah. But upon arriving at the beach, we are greeted with an adorable cutscene, so let's jump into that. Hello, Bonnie. Nice day, isn't it? Yes, beautiful day, Sam. Thank you. I'm just keeping an eye on my little brother. It's good for him to get some fresh air on a day like this. Our dad used to take us to the beach on sunny days like this. And then Vincent's like, oh, did you mention Dad? Sam? Is Dad ever gonna come home? Look at his little face, and look at Sam. He's like, buddy. Of course, Vince. Dad's gonna come back as soon as he possibly can. But I heard some grown-ups saying that all our trips are getting shot to pieces. Look at Sam's face. He's like, don't believe everything you hear. Don't you remember how strong Dad is? He'd never let a pathetic Gatoro grunt get him like that. Don't you worry. And always remember that Mum and I are here to play with you if you ever feel lonely. Okay. And he goes back to playing and building his little sandcastle. To be honest, I have no idea if my old man ever will come back. We've all read the reports. Our soldiers are falling by the thousands. But what am I going to say to Vincent? And then we have the choice to say it's best to be honest with kids, or you did the right thing, kids should have hope. Personally, I believe it's like a mixture of both. You probably should be honest, but still try to give them hope. But Sam says, yeah, kids should play and have fun while they still have the chance. Hey, did I tell you the band's starting to come together? Yeah, turns out Abigail's a pretty good drummer. And Sebastian really seemed to want her in the band, so that made me a little sad because Sebby. He's my Sebby. But, you know, we're going after, not Vincent, Victor this time. So, you know, Sebastian is entitled to his own happiness too. We also run over and check our crab pot. I accidentally grab out the bait, but I put it back. Crab pot sort of, automated chest system, which is really nice. Always good to do that. And then we run into Willie's shop to wish him a very happy birthday. He says, some fish gotta go with the seasons. Others only come out at night or in the rain. And then we're like, cool. And give him his jelly. And he says, a birthday gift. That's very kind of you. I love it. So my instincts were correct. Everybody loves a jar of fresh blueberry jam. Absolutely delicious. Speaking of jam, it was my mum's birthday last week, like I mentioned. And yesterday on Sunday, we had a high tea at her house. So she basically is just tea and scones with jam and cream and other like sugary goodies. And oh my gosh, I don't like have a lot of sugar day to day, and at the moment I've been dieting because I want to just lose a couple of kilos before my wedding in October. But obviously, you know, special occasion, I'm gonna join in with the scones. But oh my gosh, I felt so sick. I was like dying. I'm just like, oh, this is a lot of sugar. It's so much sugar. Oh yeah, so first thing here, we're going to run into the museum and just donate our emerald, which looks very nice there below the glass cover. And then I'm like, okay, we've got to go up to the mines because I realized that I'd left all of my magma geodes that we collected up in the mines, which was a little bit silly. But thanks to our handy dandy, super fabulous, instantaneous minecart travel system, boop, here we are in the mines. It's so good. So handy. So we go ahead, we grab those, and then I decide to go to the bus stop to duck back home to clear out our inventory before we then go and crack open all of our geodes, because it's really annoying when you take a stack of geodes down to get open and then you run out of inventory space. So yeah, I went ahead, I just put away some stuff here. As you can see, just trying to figure out where everything goes in my chests. And then, yeah, so we're going to take down a couple of the Omni Geodes, the Magma Geodes, and the regular Geodes. So, again, thanks to our super fast, instantaneous, handy-dandy minecart travel system, Bob's your uncle, we just run back up here, jump in, and go back to town, and we appear right next to the blacksmith. So helpful. Absolutely love that moment. And Clint says somehow the old town minecart system started working again. It's very inconvenient for getting to and from town. Don't get too cozy though. If it can start up so suddenly, it could just as well shut down. So always the optimist, our dear Clint. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and crack open our geodes. So the first thing we get is star shards, which is a bit fancy. We get some jasper. We get a fire quartz. Clay. And then we get more star shards and more clay. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Moving on to our regular geodes, we just get a little bit of copper ore out of that one. We get a dwarf helm from the second one, which we have already turned in. Another thunder egg. Those chickens never stop laying, apparently, those thunder chickens. Some coal and some more copper. And then the Omni geodes, which I think are like meant to be like the best geodes. We get some Necoite, more copper ore, some Celestine, whatever that is, Tiger's Eye, and 1 unit of gold ore. So that's all of our geodes cracked open, which is really good. It's good to keep on top of your geodes because if they build up, like I said, cracking them open can be a pain because your inventory gets full. But we had a few things out of that to donate. So we donated the star shards and got a reward for that. Then I realized I hadn't donated a fire crystal yet. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then the tiger's eye also got to be donated and we got a reward for that as well. So we collected a bear statue, sweet, and a crystal chair. Woo! Not sure we're ever going to use either of those items, but hey, you know, we got them. They're free. It's fun. Whatever. So yeah, at this point, it is time to head back home. And again, just using our minecart system, we're there in a jiffy, in a flash, in the blink of an eye. It's absolutely wonderful. And so the first thing I do is go over and visit our new calves, Cheddar and Mascarpone. So they're both just chilling in here. They're both babies, so they're not going to be ready to be milked for quite a while. I do have to remember at some point to purchase a milking pail from Marnie, so I don't forget to do that. But yeah, so they're in good health. They're happy. I opened up the roller door so they'll be able to go out and graze in the grass and eat that fresh feed. Grass-fed cows' milk is always better, isn't it? And grass-fed meat. I don't want to think about Cheddar and Mascarpone being turned into meat, but that's okay. So yeah, then we're just going ahead, putting away all of our bits and bobs. We're going to go ahead and sell the rest of our minerals and artifacts that we'd already turned in. The star shards I thought about keeping just because I'm like, oh, I think these are pretty rare and special, but then I sold them. And then, yeah, so our bear statue and our crystal chair, we're just going to store here in our random stuff chest. We might use it one day, I don't know. So then with the remainder of this lovely Wednesday, our kegs are working away, all the animals are happy. I do run in and grab the mayonnaise from the morning. I decided to do a little bit more chopping and clearing out of our farm. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, we did use up a lot of our wood reserves in crafting the kegs and the extra chests. So I go ahead and start chopping down a few trees. And then I'm like, well, this little area in here is kind of just like an awkward spot. There's a lot of bushes and things in there that you can't interact with, that are just kind of there and in the way. So after I chop down all of the trees and resources that are in here, I decide to actually construct a fence to run up alongside where that kind of little garden area is and just fence it off. Obviously, like, it would be fine for the cows to go and wander in there and do their thing. But the difficulty is if they do go in there, it might be hard to find them and it might be hard to interact with them. So I'm just like, oh, why don't I just sort of, pop up a fence to go along here? So we just used regular wood. We'll have to go back and replace it with hardwood fencing in the future because regular wood fencing breaks down very, very, very quickly in this game. And we just run a simple fence up there. I didn't craft enough and I was like, oh, all this grass is in the way. So we go ahead and cut that back a little bit, which is fine. And that way the cows won't be as tempted to go in there either. And, eventually I could even put a gate there as well to allow me to go in there if I want to. But, yeah, so I've just fenced that off, made it safe, and made it so the cows won't be able to get in there when they're roaming around. And then, we're just continuing on with our quest to chop down and collect more wood. And here's Grandpa's shed. So this is one option for setting up, most of our automated systems. We could do a whole line of sheds along here. I did think that spot that we're just kind of clearing out there next to the shed would be a perfect spot for the tractor when we eventually get the tractor. So we're just clearing a few of the big logs, working our way over. I think I do pop my head into the shed, just to check on our needs. And I was like expecting to see a list of everything we needed to put in here. And then I'm like, wait a minute, where's my list? And then I think I realized, give me a second. Yeah, there we go. It's in the journal. So 150 pieces of hardwood, 600 stone, 50 iron bars, and 20 battery packs. It's what we need to drop in there to get that shed up and running. So, in terms of those resources, I figure the stone, it's going to be pretty easy. We collect so much stone from mining. We've got all the stone you can see in this area. We've got access to our little private quarry, like down the south of the farm. I'm not too worried about collecting the 600 stone. The hardwood is going to be a pain. The 50 iron bars, going to be a pain. And the 20 battery packs, we'll see how we go. I'd rather focus on getting our sprinklers before we focus on dropping battery packs into the grandpa's shed. So as I mentioned, I can't really foresee us fulfilling many of the requirements for grandpa's shed, probably until our second year of gameplay on the farm. I think that's when it's most likely going to become a possibility for us to do. So yeah, just running along, clearing a few more trees. You can see I'm starting to get quite low on energy. Quick check, we've still got 17 extra actions we can perform. So I finished off that tree, and then we're just running back over to fill up the watering can quickly before we turn in. Do a final inventory sort, chucking things into the chest to be sold, all that kind of stuff. I wonder when Mayor Lewis sleeps, if he's like constantly going around and collecting stuff from his subjects. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this second day of gameplay. So we're just jumping in to head to bed for the night and see how we did today. And with our 30 blueberries sold, we actually ranked in almost 5,000 gold. 1,500 of that alone came from our blueberries. So very, very prolific crop, those blueberries, which is why a lot of Stardew Valley players just max out on blueberry plants. You know, I see you. I get it. But unfortunately, that is the end of our episode for today. That is all I had time to record. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. Again, I'm sorry for the mess up with the recording and doing the voiceover after the fact. It's been a little weird, but if you did enjoy it nonetheless, please go ahead and hit the like button under the video. It would mean a lot to me. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you want to, you can also hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload a video. As always, leave your thoughts, suggestions, and comments below this video. I love to read through them. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And thank you to you just for being here, watching the video and supporting me that way. Have a great night. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.